Good morning, and welcome to Naturally Kim's Knitting. I'm Kim, and I'm your hostess, and I apologize for any glare on my glasses. I'm trying different lighting setups to see what works best. Anyways, this is episode 90, and today is November 22nd. This podcast is just about knitting, spinning, dyeing of yarn, a little bit of cross stitch when I have it done, and just general craftiness around my life. Um, I'm outside of Lima, Ohio, and I welcome each and every one of you. Whether you're a new viewer or you've been viewing for a while, I welcome each and every one of you. My notes are on my phone, and I keep putting it in my lap, so I keep forgetting it's down there. So when I look down, I apologize. We have had 4 new people join our Ravelry group in the last week. Makes me so happy. Hi, everybody. So I have Miss Golden Needles, who is Debbie from Mississippi. VT Kimmy Kim, love the name Kim, from West Virginia. Sheared Fibers, who is Roxy from Montana. And Harps 57, who is Pamela from Texas. Welcome each and every one of you. I love you all. Big hugs. Okay, well, let's just. Oh, before I get any further, tomorrow is Thanksgiving. I'm having a very quiet one, and so it kind of almost slipped my mind. I think my daughter is going to go spend time with her um, father in law and his family, or father in law, his wife, and her family. And my son has to work, so it's going to be a very quiet day around our house. But I want to wish each and every one of you a very happy Thanksgiving if you're in the States, and just a wonderful, wonderful Thursday if you're from anywhere else. Anyways, I'm going to see if I can. Oh, I can't put that there. I'm afraid I'm going to knock my little Kindle down. Okay, so what kind of things do I have on my needles? I haven't picked up my daughter's annual temperature Afghan. I did get the yarn from Knit Picks. Yay, yay, Knit Picks. And I've got enough to get through a couple more months, anyways, of her Afghan. But then I've also have a couple things that I've started. I'm going to be starting some projects for Cece. She's going to be doing a new book, and so I told her I would help her. But so the projects I have are just little absent-minded things if I don't need to look at a pattern or whatever. So let's see. Let's go with my. Let's see. Oh, and I'm also doing test knit for Mila Vayner, which I can't show you yet. So the very first thing I have is I did take a picture of this, put it on Instagram because I'm so tickled with it. I'm calling it my Irish scarf because if you see the colors, you kind of see why. This is some of my homespun yarn, and I'm loving, loving, loving the way it's working up. This will be for the soup kitchen when I get it done. Most of the scarves I do, if they're not earmarked for my granddaughter, are going to be for the soup kitchen. Then I've got a pair, I'm calling them scrap yarn socks because I always have a little bit, well, sometimes a lot of bit, of sock yarn left over when I knit. And so I thought, well, let's just make some socks. And if it's for my husband or myself, it doesn't matter if they're odds and ends. So here is sock number 1. And I'm doing the toe, heel, and the ribbing on the top from the same yarn here. And then this is just whatever else I find along the way. And I'm doing a slip knit yarn over pass, or yeah, can't think what it's called. Pass the yarn over. Um, Knit for the cuff, but I really like that. So I'm going to work for this ball, which I'm not sure if this is all the same thing or not until it's gone. Sometimes I have a habit of putting a couple different leftovers in the same ball. So we will see. Then this is inspired by Betsy. Because you showed on Instagram your stash, which just blows me away. And my husband said that it looks like you probably wouldn't have to buy yarn the rest of your life, but he says that about me too, and it doesn't stop me. So I've decided to take some of my acrylic yarn that I got from the church a while ago, and I want to make my chemo caps out of it. And so there's some pink. And I decided to start with the bigger hat to start with, and then I work my way down. But it's just a pink one. And I should have enough to finish it. So this is another chemo cap that goes to the charity in California that I give those to. And that's all I can show you that's on my needles. And I have something I finished. Oh, but I put it aside for my son. It's my son's birthday socks, which his birthday is now over a month past. But he's going to be getting those for Christmas, but in a birthday bag. So, Ian, if you're watching, there's no surprise here now, except you don't know what they look like unless you've watched my past episodes, which I don't know if he does or not. That's the only thing I finished this week. Which, with all the knitting I've done, you would think I would finish more things. But hey, it's because I'm doing so many different things. But, you know, like I said last week, other than socks, I always have to have a pair of socks on the needles. And other than when I'm test knitting, I'm going to try to keep, excuse me. I wish I had a remote for my Kindle, because then I could pause it with my remote. Anyways, what I was saying, I don't have no idea. That was the garbage man who comes on Wednesdays, and I never know when he's coming, but my dog likes to announce it for me. So anyways, I think I was talking about, I don't know, never mind. We'll just go on to the next thing. So some of the things that I'm happy for. Well, my goodness gracious. Michaels has been having a yarn sale, which is wonderful for my acrylic yarn, which I am making something. Oh, I should have brought it out. I'm making something for my granddaughter and something for me. For myself, I found a pretty poncho pattern from Michaels, and I decided I'm going to use the Yarnspirations Caron cakes. And look at that. I've actually got 3 of these. And this is the colorway Plum Crisp. And it has a little bit of purple in it, which, you know, I do love. Surprise, surprise. But that's going to be a poncho for me. And yes, I said the acrylic was going to be hats and things for my charities. But I saw this. It was on sale. And it's acrylic, but it's also got a little bit of wool in it. So I love that. Now on to what Knit Picks had. They had a big sale. And just in time for my pattern testing for Cece, because she needed some special yarns. And Cece is a pink lover, which is fine with me. My granddaughter loves pink. It just dawned on me. I told her I would do the big size socks, and if they're pink, my son may not wear them. So they may have to be soup kitchen socks when I'm done. Woo, my hair's flippy in the back. So God bless Knit Picks, I tell you. So I got this stroll gradient called BFF, and isn't that pretty? I love the way that gradient works. And it's a superwash merino and nylon yarn, fingering weight. Love it. Do I ever not love Knit Picks yarn? Yes, there was one, but I don't remember which one. And I am an affiliate with Knit Picks. So if you click on the Knit Picks link in my show notes, and then you purchase something, I will get a couple pennies. Not much, but a little. Then, okay, number 1, this is pink. And number 2, it just sounds like it's something English, so I figured, why not? It's called High Tea Tonal, and this is Stroll fingering weight. And that just called to me. I think she's got 7 patterns to test, so I'm going to be busy. And I don't remember my matchups for some of these. Some of these go together and some don't. I think this is Hawthorne fingering, and this is called Rose City. Now, whatever I make from this might just be for me, because it's close enough to having purples in it that I will be okay with that. I'm okay with pinks too. It's just that pink isn't my favorite color. However, it's my granddaughter's. But her feet are so small, I don't think the large socks would work for her. And then I got this Park Rose. This is Hawthorne fingering weight too. I should tell you, Hawthorne is 80% superwash fine Highland wool and 20% polyamide. So I'm going to have to ball some of these up. And then I have Chroma Twist, which I do like Chroma Twist. It's a 70% superwash wool and 30% nylon. And this is red velvet. These colors are really good. This lighting is good for my colors. So I may have to remember this next time. And then I have, oh, this is also Chroma Twist. Fingering weight. Sorry, I thought, same dye lot, same everything. Chroma Twist, but look, those colors are different. They'll probably work together though. So anyways, then I have another, I told you I like Chroma Twist. And it was a good sale. This is Hollyhock. And it's the same thing. It's superwash wool and nylon. Should have shown you the prettier end. And then, of course, another Chroma Twist. And this one is Drawing Room. I've used this one before. I do like the way this one works up. That's it. That's enough. Because, you know, I also got the yarn to work next couple months on my daughter's Afghan too. Which is nice that it doesn't have a due date, because if I get bogged down with CC's, I don't have to work on my daughter's by any time. She knows I'm making it for her. So if it's a birthday or Christmas present in the future, she'll be fine with it. I hope you will be, Molly. And then I just had to show you this, because you know I like to do my own lotions and things when I can. Well, I decided I was going to infuse some sweet almond oil with calendula, because calendula, some of this is homegrown calendula and some of this I bought, but calendula is wonderful for soothing achy joints and things. And I've made a salve out of it before, but I've not made a lotion. So I'm going to make a lotion this time and see what turns out. Okay, this is going fast. Maybe not. I'm just talking fast. I haven't put the link in for this yet, but I'm going to. My book that I'm going to review is next. And you'll never know why it is I like this book. Just because it's Family Circus, Easy Knits for Kids. Now, I do have to watch, because some of these patterns my granddaughter will not wear now. Should have told you that's vanilla something tea. Vanilla almond tea. And some of these are crochet. Some are knit, some are crochet. So the crocheted ones I don't touch either. But I love to review things. And actually, some of these crochet ones, if I could handle the crochet hook, it'd be wonderful. When I first got this, I totally loved Child's Play. I could make that. Well, my grandson. I'd have to make sure the neck is wide enough for my grandson. But I love the colors. Genevieve, if you're watching, let me know which ones you like. Anyways, but that's called Child's Play. She just doesn't want over-the-head sweaters anymore. She said she'd wear the jacket-like sweaters. And I thought this was cute, too. And I might just make this for my grandson. I gotta see what sizes. It'll be a little while, because the smallest size is size 6. But this is called Class Act. Excuse me. I love that. It's a front zip cardigan. And I love how the sleeves and the collar and the ribbing are all contrasting. It could be fun to make. This has a wide neck too. I could make something like this for. I don't see why this is just for girls. So I don't see why I couldn't make it for my grandson. But it's called Girl Talk. Long sleeves and short sleeves. I like them both. And after being out there, I do see that it does get chilly out there. I don't know if either one of them would wear a vest. But this is called Great Investment. There are 50 projects in here, so if I show them all to you, you know, Hopefully I'll get through. This is called Blue Mood. Blue Mood. And I think she would probably wear it because it doesn't have, it's a jacket. It's a cardigan. I think instead of having it tied by it with that big giant pin though, I would probably put a tie on it. What is that made of? It looks like it's a chunky yarn. Yeah, I could make this when my grandson gets, actually I can make it for my grandson pretty soon. This is called Game Day. Woo. Well, I can't quite get the true colors because it's so dark. But it is made with blues and purples and greens. And if I got different blues, he would be wonderful with it. This is called Red Hot. This is knit too, and I probably wouldn't make this for either one of them, since she doesn't want sweaters, and it's got a turtleneck, so I don't think he would like it. However, this one is going to be for my grandson. It's called Boy Band. I love it. All of these have been in Family Circle magazine at one time or another, and they just put them in a book form sometime, and I like that. But I don't know if my granddaughter would. I might make it for her sometime and just see. Now she would like this. It's called Zip It Up. This is an intermediate project. But I do like it. I think she would too. I can't see the neckline on this. It's called Farm Fresh. If it were lammies, I would say definitely. But I could always make piggies. And this is an intermediate project. It would be for my grandson, of course. Then we go a boucle pullover. Yeah, he could wear that too. It's dark blue. They make the boys in such dark colors. But it is cute. And like I said, what I love is it also comes in a variety of sizes. So even if I don't make it now, it would be good for him later. Or her. And this is called After School Specials. And it is a pattern for a boy or a girl. It is for beginner knitters. I like this because they do say that. And then we have, oh, I love this, and she probably would love it. I'd have to make sure I made it long enough. Bare Necessities. Look at that jumper. Isn't that cute? Or, we call it a jumper in America. And I know in the UK that's a name for a sweater. But I like it. It buttons at the shoulders, and it's for intermediate knitters because you're working with more than one color. And then, of course, this is intermediate too. And this is called Fair Play. But I don't know that either one of them would wear that. Because it does look like the collar comes up. And I don't know how loose it would be to get over my grandson's head. Now, if I told my granddaughter what the name of this is, she would want it. Because right now, she went to a birthday party where Snow White was there. No, it wasn't Snow White. It was Sleeping Beauty. Sorry about that. But, so right now she's entranced with Sleeping Beauty and Frozen and Brave. So Merida, Elsa, Anna. And we can't call her Aurora and we can't call her Briar Rose. She is Sleeping Beauty. But this is an intermediate sweater called Snow White. But I don't know if she would like that because that comes up on her neck. And I could make a different color. But if I could find a pattern that I know she'll like, I don't need to mess around with others. I like both of these. This is intermediate also. One's a color block and one's a stripe, but it's called Multiple Choice. The one on this side is color block, of course. And I kind of like that. Another intermediate called Penguin Parade. And I think they would both like that. Grandma can have a lot of knitting line to first. Oh my goodness. Two of a kind. Intermediate also, but I love that. And I don't know if Genevieve would, but it'd be perfect for Tobias. I love my grandkids, you can tell. And this is called Game Night. And I think both of those sweaters are cute. Like I said, Genevieve, if you're interested in any of these pull over the head sweaters and you're watching, you let me know which ones. I don't think either one of them would wear this one, but it's called Blue Note. You can see it's got a ribbing, and it's a dark blue sweater. I wish I could see the neck on some of these. This is called Chill Out, and it's for beginning knitters. Now we're going into summer sweaters. Happy Campers. These are both cute. I just think they're both so cute. I think so. Sunflower Girl. Now, I like that, but, you know, she doesn't want over-the-head sweaters. She's not going to want that. So now, here's one she would like, and it's called Budding Beauty. It's for intermediate knitters, I suppose because of the collar and the design on the front. I think that's supposed to be like a flower or a tree. I'm not sure. I probably couldn't make this one for her unless I made the top longer. It's called Bug Off, and it's an intermediate. And the only reason I say that is because Mommy and Daddy both want her to have full-length tops. So I could make it longer for her, and then she could wear it. I like this one. But she wouldn't like this if she doesn't want over the head. It's called Beach Patrol, and it's an intermediate. This is pretty. And whether she likes it or not, she may end up getting this one because I really like this one. Fringe Benefits. And it's an intermediate, but I think the fringe would help her to like it because because it's fringe. It's something a little pretty. She might wear this. It's called Light and Lacy. It's also for intermediate. Probably wouldn't make this for her, but it's Shore Things, and it's also for intermediate knitters. Let's see. I kind of like these. Trail Mix for intermediates. I'm trying to get the blue to show up better, only because it's blue and it's dark. It doesn't show up. Then here's an intermediate knitter. It's just the child's. It's a sundress, so, and you attach the yoke to the skirt. But that's cute. And I could do that one. I think the little girl in this is just adorable. It's Ladybug, Ladybug. And I think it's a short and a sweater pattern. Let me check. If not, it's the same shorts as they had with that crop top. And now we're getting into accessories. I like that. It's called Hippie Chic. It's for beginners. And I like that. Then there's a backpack and a purse called Panda Pals. She really likes her Frozen book bag, so I don't know if she would take something like that. However, she would dress up with it because she loves to dress up. Intermediate knitter, early bloomer. That's an idea for some of my hats I make. I like this. Teen Scene for intermediate knitters. A hat, a poncho, and a bag. I never know if I like some things because they're similar to things I had when I was growing up or what. Then we have Wrap Stars, which are the different scarves that she has around her neck. So each one has a little different pattern. I kind of like it. I mean, like each one of those. And then we have Feet First for intermediate knitters. Little socks. My grandson might wear those because he is keeping socks on his feet now. A hat, Stripe It Rich. I don't know. I don't like the long stocking hats. You never know, though. If my granddaughter said she wanted one, I'd make it. Antarctic Treasures. These, of course, are intermediate. Little penguins. Those I would make. I could see my granddaughter wanting this set. It's Cover Girl, and it's an intermediate project. Oh my goodness, ballet class. She does take a dance class. It's not ballet, but it has a little sweater and leggings. Isn't that cute? It's for intermediate. Okay, now we're getting into the crochet things, which I would not be making for her unless she really said she loved something, and then Grandma might suffer. Okay, Bathing Beauties. This is for beginning crocheters. Carefree Comfort. I would imagine that's intermediate crocheters. Hip to be square. Intermediate. You're big into, if you know somebody who's big into granny squares and they'd like to wear a skirt like that, there you go. These are adorable. This is called Too Sweet. Intermediate. And then a square deal. More squares. It's also, no, that's beginners. Okay, then they have the knits for kids basics, like, how to cast on, how to do the different stitches, and the continuation of directions. So it's a good book. You can tell I really like it. And like I said, this was from Family Circle. If I can find a link at Amazon or Barnes & Noble, I'll try to put it in my show notes. But it's Knits for Kids, 50 Knits and Crochet Projects. And like I said, at one time or another, these had all been in Family Circle. I did that growing up. I always called it Family Circus after the cartoon. Okay, well, my goodness, that took a little bit longer. I did do a book review this week. It was a cozy mystery. It's called Skeleton Garden. It was cute. If you're interested in seeing the review, it's on Blogger under Reading, Writing, and So Much More. So you're free to look at it. If you're interested in the book, there's a link which will take you to Amazon, and I get a couple pennies. And then my daughter was writing about getting ready for Thanksgiving. They made a Thanksgiving tree. It's a Christmas tree, but they've put fall ornaments on it. And I can't think what they did quite a few things. But I have a link to her blog on there, and I say it every week. The things she does are just amazing. Now we have a knit along, which I think is why I got a couple new new members. And it's called Knitting for Others because this is the time of the year when you start thinking about giving to others. And I opened it on November 1st. So nothing could be made before or started before November 1st. And you have till the end of December. So it could be birthday presents, charity, Christmas gifts, whatever. These are all knitting for others. Knitting or crocheting. I put knitting for others, but it's crocheting for others too. Bring my notes up here because I don't want to forget anything important. You can poly dip anything into other ones as long as it follows everybody's rules. The prizes, I have a feeling there's going to be a few prizes. There'll be one skein of my yarn, but then there'll also be Ravelry patterns after we get 10 entries, and possibly other things. We'll have to see. Let's see. When you complete an item, you need to go to my Naturally Kim's Knitting podcast group. Goodness, I poked myself, I guess. And start a new post under there with a picture of your project. And if you have a pattern name, that would be wonderful. And then maybe you can put down who you're giving it to. If you think if it's a gift and you're worried that they might see it, you don't have to put who you're going to give it to. But if you could just say it's going to be a gift. Let's see. And each entry must have a separate entry. If you have questions about that, you PM me and I'll let you know. Anybody who is entering must be a member of the Naturally Kim's Knitting podcast group on Ravelry. Otherwise, if you were to win it and you're not, I'm not going to give you the prize. Okay, the thread will be locked on the morning of January 1st. Yes, I will get up January 1st and I will lock it. And the winners will be drawn that day for the next podcast. And as for all giveaways, knit alongs, whatever that we might do, The winner has 2 weeks from the time that I announce their name to claim their prize. If I haven't heard from them within 2 weeks, the prize will just be put back in the prize basket or whatever, and they'll get a prize the next time. I mean, what am I saying? And it will become a prize for the next time. Okay, that just helps make everything easier if I know that, okay, it's been 2 weeks, nobody's claimed it. Okay. Anybody who would be interested in sending me prizes, I'm always open to that because it does get expensive. And I would be more than glad for any of them. I still have a couple that I will be giving away this time. So that's it for that. Now, where can you find me? Well, you can find me as Napier's Knits on Ravelry and on Etsy. That's my store name, and that's my individual Ravelry account. Then I'm Naturally Kim's Knitting, the podcast group, on Ravelry, but I'm also that on YouTube, Blogger, Facebook, WordPress. And then on Instagram, I'm knittin_Kim. So I think that's it for a day. This went on longer than I thought it would. I hope everybody has a great week. And if you celebrate Thanksgiving, have a happy, happy Thanksgiving. Anybody who is going to be crazy enough to shop on Friday, please be nice to other shoppers and to the people who are working, because it does get very tiring. I used to do it every Friday when my daughter lived close. Um, I hope that you have very few, if any, mistakes in any craft projects you're doing. And if you do have mistakes, I hope they're easily fixed. I love you all. Big hugs. And I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.